on one of my many visits to the Bexar County DA's office, because it was always getting rescheduled because they never had an answer to any of my questions. They never had the evidence. She always said the detectives didn't turn in the evidence. You know, I'm just going by what I have. Like, she could never answer my questions. She could never show me proof that it was an accidental shooting. All she showed me was a video of the first arriving officer that showed these females on the phone. When the cop got there, they were on their phone, but they couldn't render aid. And she showed me how they left my son thrown in the dark, where he was found. There was no help. They didn't get no help. It was not on a picnic table like Jaime said in court. No. I asked Gretchen Flater, Bexar County prosecutor, if I invite one of them to my house, shoot them on the back of their head, drag them to my backyard by their arms and their legs, dump their body there in the dark in my backyard, stand over them and watch them bleed to death and not render aid. She goes, what? Like, she looked at me like, what kind of question is that? I said, what would happen to me? She goes, that's capital murder. I said, well, that's exactly what they did to my son. Why aren't you charging them with capital murder? It was no accidental shooting. They dragged my son by his arms and his legs, and the witnesses are there to say what they did. Of course, Raul Cardenas refused to use the statements that witnesses were given, refused to contact witnesses and interview them. Why I continue to fight for justice, because there was no accidental shooting. No accidental shooting. My son was murdered by these 5 so-called friends, and 4 of them are walking free. Thank you to Sergeant Raul Cardenas for lying for those who murdered my son.